Hello and welcome to Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Britt. This is my Coach's Corner. Before we go any further, we have to mention our sponsors. 8 is greater than 80. Those who know will know. Integrated Media, along with my man Manson Knowles. Last but not least, it ain't easy clothing, baby. Because it ain't easy. I just make it look easy. It ain't easy. Now, today is an abbreviated edition of Coach's Corner. This is an NCAA wrap-up, championship game wrap-up. We're going to highlight Sydney's here. She agrees with everything that I said because before we got on the set, she let me know that she agreed with everything she agreed with everything that I said because she said that her dad knows everything. This is my beautiful daughter, Sydney, and she's sitting in courageously for Mitch Waters Jr. Mitch Waters Jr., he had a tragic incident. As we all know, that Mitch Waters Jr. has gone through full transition, and he was experimenting with dating men, and he failed to let another man know that he was a man, and it didn't work out too well. So from what I understand, he's at the House of Ruth getting himself together. Also, Dwayne Barnes Dwayne Cleophas Aloysius Barnes, he's supposed to be here also, but he's been partying for the last week, drinking all light blue, baby blue drinks, and he's currently on a cruise. He's celebrating by going to the Bahamas. I don't understand what he's celebrating for, because it shouldn't be a celebratory mood because North Carolina did not do anything to deserve this national championship. I'm going to get right into the highlights. We're going to get right to it. I'm not saying that the referees cheated. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is that there were a few calls that were a little biased, and I do a little refereeing, and I understand that at times when you're refereeing, there are a few calls. One second. There are a few calls that could go one team's way, that could sway. And then you have the big fella, one second. Stay in your lane, 1 second. The big fella, Karnowski, the big Polish guy, he kept getting fouled, and you know, that sort of swayed the pace of, 1 second. Yes.
But the refs can't make free throws for you.
What do you mean?
He's too big for that.
Wait a minute. Karnowski was getting fouled with all of his shots.
He's too big for that.
But when you land the ball up, it throws off the trajectory. It doesn't matter how big.
He's too big for that.
No, you don't understand. And after he was getting fouled and going through the free throw, he was so hurt that he couldn't make the free throws.
He's too big for that.
But this is the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar National Player of the Year, Karnowski, the big fella, and he had dominated all season long. And when he was going to the rim to lay it, they kept hitting
He's too big for that.
They kept fouling him.
He's too big for that.
Yo. I thought you were supposed to be agreeing with me. Next, because I was right about that, the guard play. The referees did not allow any flow to this game. It was too choppy, no flow. And my guy, Nigel Williams-Goss, Josh Perkins, and Jordan, I had needed a little assistance from my computer box. Jordan Matthews, these guys were killing at the beginning of the game, and they were just flowing and flowing and flowing. They were making it a big man's game because Gonzaga's a big team, and they were just dominating. They were doing their things, and then the refereeing started getting a little officiating. The officiating started getting a little choppy, and then 1 second, and then the game quickly turned from what was a big man's game to they changed it to a small man's game, Sydney. Oh, yes.
But Joe Barry and Nate Britt were making shots during money time.
Wait. But see, there would not have been any money time. That's a good point. They did make shots during money time. But there would not have been any money time had the referees not affected the game and gave Joe Barry and Nate Britt an opportunity to make.
But the refs can't make shots for you.
But they put him in a predicament to make the shots.
But they can't make shots for you.
So what are you saying?
Nate Britt and Joe Barry were making shots during money time.
But it was referee assisted.
No.
Also, Kennedy Meeks was hacking the big fella Karnowski up at the beginning of the game, hitting him in his arms, and the referee sort of protected him by not letting him foul out. It was ridiculous. The big fella, he would have really swayed the game at the beginning had he been allowed to do his thing. Not going to get into that. And then they purposely hurt my man Nigel Williams-Goss, the guard who had been dominating the whole college basketball the whole year. They purposely hurt him. One of those midgets stuck their foot up under his foot, and one of the midgets stuck their foot right up under his foot and made him twist his ankle. And I don't know why the referees didn't call it a flagrant foul or threw one of those midgets out of the game. It was totally unsporting, and he was unable to get the ball, because his ankle was messed up. He couldn't get proper lift on his jumper, and it sort of threw off his trajectory where he would ordinarily make those shots, and that sort of swayed the game during money time. Yes.
Nigel Williams-Goss should have passed the ball when he was hurt.
But they hurt him, and it threw off the trajectory of his jumper because he wasn't getting enough lift on it.
He should have passed the ball instead of being the hero.
But he's the man. During money time, this is what this guy does. They hurt him on purpose.
No, they did not. He should have passed the ball.
What do you mean he should have passed the ball?
Instead of being the hero, should have passed it.
So, you're saying that he shouldn't have taken those shots at the end?
No.
But he's the man.
He was hurt.
But he's the man.
No.
So you say
He's not always going to be the hero.
You act like you know something about basketball. You don't know nothing about basketball. You don't. No, you
I
don't.
play it.
Oh, all right. Then the guard, the referees, they just chopped the game up. The game had no flow. Nigel Williams, they allowed North Carolina to hurt my man on purpose. My man, Big Karnowski, the big fella, the big Polish guy. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Player of the Year. Every time he laid it up, they were throwing a trajectory off of his shot. They wouldn't allow. It was just foolery going on. North Carolina, hats off. You guys are the paper champions, but we all know that your championship was referee assisted. And not to mention, no player for North Carolina should be eligible because of that scandal with them not taking classes or what. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But that's it. That's a wrap for today's Coach's Corner. I'm Paul Britt. This is Sid the Kid. She agreed with everything that I said. She knows that I'm always right. Gonzaga should have won the game. It was referee assisted, but Las Vegas got paid. Everybody got paid but me. And they busted my bracket. We were supposed to go to Las Vegas to cash in. If North Carolina had lost their game on paper, the way they should have, we would have gone and cashed in because my bracket was perfect up until then. Okay, well, that's it for Coach's Corner. As you can see, my daughter has a lot of compassion for me. Look out, this is my son, Paul. Believe it or not, I used to coach football at Catonsville. These were some of the best times of my life. I think my son Paul may have been 9 or 10 years old on this. This was when football was innocent. The coaches didn't have ulterior motives. They were just out there teaching youngsters. We had a lot of kids play college ball, but I wasn't keeping account. I just wanted to meet along with the other guys like Mark Stiller, Russ Tyler, Andrew, I can't remember Andrew's name, but they had some great coaches out there, some great men, and it wasn't until Mark Stiller, for family reasons, he had to move on from being the executive of the program, and he allowed a moron to come in who only had interest in winning and not teaching, which is now the demise of the program. But check it out. Just like always, they called me back. They want me to come back and be an executive for Catonsville Youth League football, and I'm going to give it an honest thinking over. But this is Paul Britt, my son, Paul Britt Jr. It has to be at least 10 years ago. This is when football was innocent, and it was all about teaching. Paul Britt does. Oh yeah, and watch out for Douglas Lacrosse. I'm back. I'm not the head coach. I'm assisting John Robinson at Douglas High School. Quack, quack. The Ducks are back. We started off We lost our first game, and I believe we're on a 6-game roll. So we're doing our thing. Things are looking up at Douglas High School. That's it for Coach's Corner. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have some more things coming in. A few promos. I think you're going to enjoy the promos. We're going to see if Sydney, if she can do a better job of cooperation. We'll see if if we can get her on the set a little more often, because she thinks she knows what she's talking about, but she's no match for the master. Also, look out for Tony's Productions. His and her. He said, she said. Check that out. I was a guest on that, and I dominated that set because I know everything. I'm a relationship specialist. Anything. Hala, badminton, Scully, I know everything. I can contribute to any conversation. Relationship specialist, I'm that. And I'm definitely qualified because I'm divorced with 5 children and 3 baby mamas. That makes me an expert. Peace.